What is going on, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Ethan Horror. This is Ethan Horror, and today, in honor of Scream 6 finally coming out on DVD and Blu-ray, we're going to be going through and ranking all 12 Ghostfaces from the 6 movies in the franchise. Because, I felt like we shouldn't do a Scream re-rank, because I already gave you, pretty much 2 re-ranks in a row, so I wanted to do a new Scream ranking. But if you are wondering, my ranking from worst to best is 2, 3, 5, 4, 6, 1. With that being said, we are not going to include Jason and Greg from the opening scene of Scream 6, because even though they wear the Ghostface costume and mask, they're not the main Ghostface throughout the movie, so I'm not going to count either of them. So that's why there's still only 12. Let's just get right into this video.
Here's Johnny.
Oh, he's alive! He's alive! He's alive! He's alive! Yes. Yes, God.
Coming in at number 12, I have Mickey Altieri from Scream 2. Now, once he's revealed as Ghostface, he doesn't do that bad. He does, the same thing that most of the Ghostfaces do. He does it pretty well. But it kind of is the same deal with why the twist in Friday the 13th is so bad. He's not in the movie very much throughout the runtime. He's in, 3 scenes before he's revealed as the killer. So when you see him, half the time... So when you see him, you just go, who? Oh, yeah, that guy. Because that's what I did. But, you barely even made him a character. I mean, I know there was some rewrites, and it eventually led to him getting thrown into the movie. But, if you're gonna do some rewrites and make a new character, and then make him Ghostface, put him in the movie. And give him lines. He has, 3 lines before he even becomes Ghostface in the end. Number 11, I have Charlie Walker from Scream 4. He does absolutely nothing new. He's just a nothing character that eventually leads up to a nothing Ghostface. And I don't know why I should care about him when the movie doesn't even care about him. They know that the main killer is Jill, so they kill him off as soon as he's revealed as Ghostface. Number 10, I have Richie Kirsch from Scream 5. I actually really enjoyed this twist the first time I saw it, but the more I rewatched Scream 5, the more I realized it's kind of bad. It's not a very good twist. I mean, it's just a boyfriend again. I know, Scream 5 is supposed to be a prequel, remake, sequel, where it's supposed to be a remake where the boyfriend is the killer, but they make it pretty obvious that it's him. They make it fairly obvious it's him from the beginning, where it's he's never heard of the Stab movies, and then when he starts watching the Stab movie, he starts getting passionate about it, and you're like, oh, see, there it is. That he's the killer. Coming in at number 9, probably the worst Ghostface reveal for me, and that is Roman Bridger. Now, before he's revealed, this is a good Ghostface. I think that, especially because it's only one person, he's the only killer in his movie. I think he's a great Ghostface before he's revealed as the killer. Because Roman Bridger, in this movie, he is, the first time we see him, he's introduced with his back to the camera. And he wears glasses. But then once he's revealed at the end, he's not wearing glasses. So it took me a minute to figure out who this guy was. And, now I know he faked his death. But Gale checked his pulse. And he was still alive to come back and be the Ghostface. I think that's dumb, but, maybe that might be nitpicky. And, the whole sister thing, or sister? Yeah, stepsister? Second sister? I don't know. Dumb, very dumb, where it's the whole backstory where he showed the footage to Stu and Billy, where it it takes all the scariness away from, like, Billy and Stu because they were just being directed by this random guy that we've never met before. And, like, he's just kind of a whiny little baby. The entire time he's revealed, he just whines so much. Number 8, the only Ghostface I actually successfully guessed from Scream 6, Detective Bayley. Now, I think they did a good job at making it so that you don't guess him for most of the movie, but about halfway through, I started putting together, okay, so now some of the other characters have died off, we're down to the core 4 and about 4 other characters. I put together pretty quickly that he was at least one of the killers for sure, and so that's why he's so low. If I was able to guess the killer, I put them lower on the list, and I was able to guess most of the ones lower down. But yeah, Detective Bayley, he's fine as Ghostface once he reveals himself, and he is a scary Ghostface before he reveals himself. But after he reveals himself, he doesn't really do anything. He just kind of like sicks his kids on the people. Number 7, this is another killer from Scream 6. We have Ethan Landry. Now, we do share a name, but I don't give him bonus points for that. I did not guess him as a killer, but once he was revealed, it was like, yeah, that makes sense. And then once he's revealed, he just does the same thing every other Ghostface does. I think he's probably the least interesting Ghostface out of the 3 we get in Scream 6. But he's not the worst, because I wasn't able to guess it. They did a good job at making us feel for this character, making us think that he's innocent, and then he's not. Number 6, we have the second killer from Scream 2, and that is Mrs. Loomis. Now, it does do the same thing that Friday the 13th does, where it's like the mother, but we are introduced to Mrs. Loomis, and you see her throughout the movie as that, like, reporter that's interacting with Gale. And I always love and kind of hate the fact that Sydney never meets this character throughout the movie, but that makes sense because she would know who Mrs. Loomis is, so her fake identity would not work if she met Sydney. But, like, her motivations are just like, she killed her son. Starting off our top 5, I have Amber Freeman from Scream 5. As you can see, I did enjoy this Ghostface quite a bit more than Richie. She's really good once she's revealed as Ghostface, but before she's revealed, she doesn't really do anything that makes you suspicious of her, so you kind of write her off the whole time. But then she has one of the greatest Ghostface reveals where the Welcome to Act 3 thing, I love that. That's one of my favorite scenes in the movie. Yeah, but she's one of the best Ghostfaces. She's delightfully unhinged. I just really like Amber. Coming in at number 4 is my favorite Ghostface from Scream 6, and that is Quinn Bayley, because I legitimately was shook. I did not think in a million years that was what was going to happen, because, I mean, they've done the fake death before. They did it with Billy, but Billy's was towards the end. They did it with Roman, but Roman was towards the end. Quinn is one of the first kills of the movie, and she ends up being one of the Ghostfaces at the end, because, I mean, it makes sense once they explain how they faked her death. I mean, it makes sense, and I was never going to guess that. That was legitimately one of the best twists out of all of these Ghostfaces. I think between this and my number 1 are the ones that I legitimately think they're the best reveals, because I would have never guessed. Coming in at number 3, this is probably controversial because he's not number 1. It is Stu Macher from Scream 1. Both of the Scream 1 killers are in my top 3, obviously, as if that wasn't going to happen. But Stu Macher is kind of, you know, he's iconic. But Stu Macher he's iconic. I mean, he's hilarious before he's the killer, and you don't suspect him because he's just kind of the goofy side character, comic relief. But once he's revealed as the killer, he's great. He's so unhinged. It's perfect. I mean, he literally, him being unhinged in that last scene leads up to, like, Amber and Mickey and just all these unhinged ghost faces at the end because they know that it works now. And, I mean, between the 2 reveals in Scream 1, I think the one that I legitimately wouldn't have guessed if I didn't know the 2 killers from Scream 1 before I watched the movie, then this would be the one that I legitimately wouldn't be able to guess. Number 2 is the second killer from Scream 1, and that is Billy Loomis. Now, he creates the trope where, you know, it's the boyfriend, never trust the love interest. But I think he's one of the best Ghostfaces because he's one of the most scary Ghostfaces. He does the whole fake his death thing, and he gets accused multiple times. He gets brought into the jail, or he gets brought into the police station to get questioned. Like, they do such a good job making you suspicious of him, but telling you he's innocent, that I think it's one of the perfect killer reveals. And as I said, I think he's one of the most scary Ghostfaces. And him and Stu in that kitchen scene is just phenomenal. But I do have him at number 2 because I probably would have guessed that he was the killer if I didn't know that Stu and him were the killer in Scream before I even watched the movie. But my number 1 Ghostface is Jill Roberts from Scream 4. Now, you've probably seen my top 10 horror villains ranking where I had her on the list. She probably wouldn't be in my top 10 horror villains anymore, but she's still my favorite Ghostface of the 12 that we have. Now, that's because I didn't know, I only knew the 2 killers in Scream 1. I did not know who the killers were in any of the other Scream movies. And this was the one that legitimately shocked me the most, besides Quinn. Because I thought she was like, because, you know, now part 4 it's commenting on remakes. So I thought it was going to be a remake where they kind of pass the torch to Jill, where she's kind of like the new final girl with the legacy characters being in there as well. But she was Ghostface, and I think that's one of the best reveals of the series. I didn't see it coming. I know a lot of people did, but I didn't, so it was really a good reveal for me. And she has her whole plan where she's plotting for fame. And she's actually able to complete her plan and nearly kill Sydney, but she does choke at the end and get killed. And everyone's saying that she's still alive. Like, no, she got shot multiple times. She's dead. And that's going to be it for today, guys. Remember, if you did enjoy the video, make sure to hit like so I know you want to see more videos like it. Comment down below some more ideas for horror movie rankings, anything I can talk about horror related. Click subscribe and hit the bell if you want to be notified when I post a new video. And if you don't want to wait until then, just go down to my channel, look at my videos. I'm sure there'll be another one in there that you'll enjoy. And I'll see you guys in the next video.